Hi, welcome back. Today's video will be all about replacing a screen in a device. In this video, I will be working with green screen images. In a later video, we will also look into screen replacement without a green screen. The usage of a green screen is a more common thing for video, as most video editing tools have a built-in chroma key functionality and makes it possible to mask out moving objects without much effort. For photo editing, the advantages are not that big, especially for screen replacements, as the most device screens have a very simple, well-defined shape which can be easily masked. But if we already have a green screen, why not use it? So let's get started. The example photo I will be using in this video has a very nice green screen. It might be even that the green screen has been put in later on the image. Anyway, first I will show a destructive technique, just for tutorial purposes to explain some tools in Affinity. In the second part of the video, I will show you how you can use mask and have a non-destructive replacement. So, let's start first by duplicating the layer. Before I continue, let me explain what we want to achieve first. We want to add a new screen below the image and mask out the green. Now, to remove the green screen in a destructive way, we could use, for example, the flood erase tool. This is the opposite of the flood fill tool. Before we can use it, we need to rasterize the current layer, as the flood erase tool only works with pixel layers. Set a good tolerance and click on the green. This already did a good job. Let me add a red layer below so we can better see the erased area. Now, if you look closely, there are still some green halos. We can remove them by using the defringe filter and selecting a green color to defringe. Wonderful! The filter did an amazing job. However, if we look closely, you can see that the erased area is very harsh. Let's smoothen this by first command clicking on the layer. This will select the visible area. If we invert the selection, either by pressing Shift Command I or using the select menu, we get a selection of the erased area. Let's grow this selection by 1 pixel, followed by feathering it also with 1 pixel. Now, if we press Delete, the selection will be erased, giving us a much smoother border. There are still some problem areas. We can just use the eraser to clean it up. Keep in mind that this is destructive, so if you make a mistake here, you need to undo it before continuing. Perfect. I think we did a good job in erasing the green screen. Now let's add the new screen. I will drag and drop it on the image. Let me transform it to make it fit in the screen. Looks great. To make sure that the screen gets the attention of the viewer, let's darken the background by applying a curves adjustment, and only apply it to the image by making it a child layer of it. I think our work is done here. As mentioned earlier, this was the destructive version, which allowed me to show you the flood erase tool and give some tips on working with selections. It's not the way I would do it, so let me show you how you really should do it in a non-destructive way. So let's clean up first by removing the erased layer, but we will keep the red and the new phone screen, as we will be needing them anyway. First thing we do now is duplicate the original layer again. Now we need to mask from the green screen. Easiest way is to enable the green channel. The area we want to mask will be white. By using the flood select tool, we select the screen. If we now press the mask button, it will create the mask for us. Perfect. Let's enable all the channels again. Well, this shows the green screen only, as we had selected the screen. Makes sense, so if we invert the mask, we get what we are looking for. Now, the mask is not perfect. Let's quickly fix that by using the refine mask function in Affinity. Cool. This fixes most of the issues. Amazing. If we zoom in, you can see that there is some green spill. Now, this is an important part of the video I want you to remember because I am going to make a big mistake here. Let's continue with removing the green spill by adding an HSL adjustment layer. Let's use the picker to get the color of the spill and adjust it so we can remove the green spill. The HSL adjustment does not need to be applied to the whole image. We just want it to apply to the source image. Now let's move the HSL adjustment to the image, so it will only affect the image and not the other layers. As we only want it to be applied to the green spill, let's invert its mask and then paint on the spill areas. Interesting, the mask has no effect. Let's check if the mask is really there by pressing Alt or Option on the HSL to see the mask. The mask is there. Let's double check the HSL settings. Strange. Any changes we make have no effect on the spill. As I mentioned earlier, this is where we made the mistake. Any ideas why the HSL is not working? Well, let me clarify it. The color we picked on the HSL layer initially was based on the red background, so the spill had red in it. When we move the HSL into the image, there is no red anymore. I can show this by Option or Alt clicking on the image. This is what the HSL adjustment sees. And as you see, there is no red tint in the spill. To fix this, I will hide the red background layer. And from the HSL adjustment, let's now pick the right color. I deliberately made this mistake so you have an idea for the next time why an adjustment layer is not working for you. Let's continue to get rid of the green spill around the edges. Perfect, let's now enable our new screen and do the final adjustment with the curves as we did earlier. And I think we're done. One final optional step would be to add a shine to the screen. In this image, this is not really necessary, but let me show you anyway. Let's look where the light is coming from. As you notice, on the top right of the phone, there is a shine. So I think it would make sense to have a shine on that part of the screen. To add the shine on the screen, we add a rectangle, fill with a gradient from transparent white to white. And set its blend mode to lighten. To make it more natural, decrease the opacity and we have a nice subtle shine. This was part 1 of replacing a screen tutorial. In the second part, I will share some tips on how you can work with more challenging compositions with regard to lighting and color corrections. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss the second part of this tutorial.